Good evening, folks, and welcome into another edition of basketball on NJ.ORG Varsity. I'm Ricky Cibrano alongside Bret Leuthner here in Hackensack, New Jersey, as we get set for this matchup between the Hackensack Comets and the Bergen Catholic Crusaders here on senior night in Hackensack, New Jersey. The Comets coming in at 14-8. Bergen Catholic, the Crusaders, the visitors, coming in at 15-6. And Brett, it should be an interesting matchup here. We've got a few big-time prospects out on the court. One of them paramount, of course, Francesco Oliva of the Bergen Catholic Crusaders.
Yeah, and it's going to really be incumbent on him to provide the scoring in this one, as we have senior night here. A couple of the seniors are going out there. But Oliva, it's going to be incumbent on him to really provide the scoring for this Bergen Catholic team, not just tonight, but going down the stretch in the Bergen Jamboree and in the state tournament. Leading scorer on the team, gets the job done, and really... So on some teams, you might find another guy that's close with him in scoring, and with Oliva, he's pulled away from the pack. And so it's going to be key for him to get off early, find his legs, find his range, and get the offense flowing for Bergen Catholic that way, especially coming off their loss against St. Joe's.
And Oliva is headed to St. Joe's next year. He is a senior, so he's a D1 prospect, so we could expect, standing at 6'8", he stands literally and figuratively above the competition more often than not. And it is, as we mentioned at the top, senior night here in Hackensack, New Jersey, and the three seniors being honored here today. They'll all be starting today as well for the Hackensack Comets are Christian Roberts. He's a senior swingman, a guard/forward. Prince Taylor, number 2, is getting a nice hand right now. He was the name just announced. And Vashon Lodge, he's a guard as well, 5'11", senior, number 10. They'll all be starting. They, for the most part, play pretty sparingly with the exception of Taylor. So it'll be interesting to see how long Coach Aaron Taylor sticks with the three seniors. In particular, Roberts and Lodge. You don't get all that much playing time on a night that is essentially dedicated to them, a non-conference game as well. So it doesn't hold quite the weight of some other ones.
Yeah, you might see them play the first couple of minutes. Yeah. Coach Whiting wants to make sure he gets him some playing time, but realizing, too, you know, both teams are in the state tournament. You want to get your team. Both teams are 5 seeds, by the way, also in the state tournament. Mm-hmm. You want to get your players really their legs going and everything. You might see them for a minute or two before Ahmad Bailey comes into the game. Maybe on Terrell Bonner also steps in. And those guys, you'll see them get in and then really start to get to their normal rotations. But it's good. Get the seniors out there. You know, let them get their moment on the floor against a quality opponent in Bergen Catholic, and then get your normal 5 in there and get after it.
And Bergen Catholic is definitely a quality opponent. They are, according to Max Preps, the number 10 team in New Jersey right now. Max Preps, sort of the de facto authority on high school sports really throughout the tri-state area. So to be ranked that high by them, you have to be doing something right. So let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with the Hackensack Comets. The 3 seniors that we already mentioned, they will be starting. That is Christian Roberts, a swingman, a guard/forward, 6'3", 190 pounds. He'll be joined by his fellow seniors, number 2, Prince Taylor, a 6 foot, 190-pound senior guard, and Vashon Lodge, 5'11", 155-pound senior guard. And starting alongside with them, the forward, the lone forward, true forward at least, for the Hackensack Comets, that is Edward Emido, a junior forward, 6'6", 192 pounds. He stands the leading rebounder for this team at 8 per game. And MJ Michael Richardson, he goes by MJ, given name Michael, 6 foot, 170-pound junior guard, who is the leading scorer for this team this year, having an excellent season, has been over 20 points quite a few times this year. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for Bergen Catholic as well. They're out there right now. It is Francesco Oliva. He's a forward, but we'll see him do a lot of ball handling. He'll be joined by Justin Salem, a 6'1", 170-pound senior guard. Anthony Uribe, another senior guard, number 22. Riley Welch, number 10, a 5'11", 175-pound junior guard, will run the point. And Michael Muggio rounds out the starting 5 for the visiting Bergen Catholic Crusaders. So Oliva will take the tip for Bergen Catholic. He'll be opposing number 22, that is Emido. And tip is up, and Oliva wins it back to Muggio, and we're underway here in the first quarter. Here in this matchup between Hackensack and Bergen Catholic, a non-conference matchup. Into the corner, Muggio. He fakes, closed out by Emido. Swinging around the perimeter. Into the corner, there's a three on the way. That's too short from Salem. Rebound is tipped and recovered. A three from Uribe straight on. Long rebound corralled by Bergen Catholic. That's Vashawn Lodge. Lodge, the senior, running the point right now. A diminutive point guard. Gets it over to the far side. That's MJ Richardson. Taylor, now Emido up top. 7:15 on a running clock. Emido knifes inside. Too strong with the left hand. Putback is good from Prince Taylor. Taylor, a senior.
Got to box that out down low. Can't let a guy come in uncontested like that.
In the corner, Muggio. The lefty fires away. Too strong. Rebound for Taylor. He's been active already. Here's Richardson far side. Stop and pop three. Too strong. Rebound Emido. Goes back up with it and gets it to go. So the first 4 points of the ball game for the hometown Comets.
And again, the desire for Hackensack to get after those boards. Excellent job there by the Comets.
Oh, nice give and go, laying it in as well. He worked the give and go with Oliva, who had his back to the basket. He's an excellent passer, and he showcased it there.
Gorgeous cut to the basket. Those are the little things, off the ball cuts, catch your defenders sleeping and go to the basket. We've got a foul here.
Lodge was fouled by Welch.
3 seconds, I should say.
Actually, okay, they will call that a closely guarded violation there, as Welch was all over him. So 4-2 early on, 6:24 to go to be exact, in the first quarter. It is Welch running the point. Bergen Catholic in their road reds with the gold trim. Hackensack home white blue trim. Muggio a pump fake. Now Oliva on the outside. The big man does a lot of ball handling duties. Into the corner. Salem had a look. He declined to take it. It's Uribe on the wing. Back up for Welch. Oliva back to the basket. Nice pass from Muggio in the corner. They work the ball around. Muggio doubled. Back up top Oliva. Fakes the shot. Gets it back down low into the corner. It's Salem. Back for Welch. Another pump fake. Knifes inside. Inside Uribe flips it up and gets it to go with the right hand in the lane.
They were having trouble finding gaps to the basket against what's an amoeba zone, essentially. But a good job there with patience by Bergen Catholic.
Here's a three from Emido, a 5-on-4 advantage as a Bergen Catholic player is down. The three was no good. And let's see, who was that? I can't make out the number right now.
I believe it's Uribe.
Does look like it's Uribe. He's down in some pain. 4-4 game, 5:35 to go in the first quarter. You never want to see that. It looks like he might have rolled an ankle.
We're seeing it now. Yeah, he rolled an ankle. He cut through the basket, and his left ankle just gave as he landed. Didn't step on anybody's foot, but as he was going to the basket, his left ankle just twisted and gave out. And, for a guy who just hit the 1,000-point mark for Bergen Catholic in their last game against St. Joe's, for him to, go down early in the game, that's going to be a key loss for them. And you would only hope it's not that long. Rolled ankles are never fun.
Not at all. I mean, everybody who's played any type of competition is now Uribe is back up, but looks to be moving a bit gingerly, and they're going to have to help him off. He's not putting any weight on actually any of his feet. They're carrying him completely off. But it is the left ankle. Hopefully he'll be able to walk that off, but if he can't, that is a very, very damaging loss for this Bergen Catholic team, coached by Billy Armstrong. We'll see who he sends in to replace one of his seniors. Bergen Catholic, sometimes a two-man show with Oliva and Salem. Uribe is one of the guys they look to as kind of that third guy to get some scoring out of, but he's down for now.
Again, though, a guy that scored 1,000 points in his career, and, obviously was closing in on Nadi Basiri, who's number 10 all-time in Bergen Catholic and scoring at 10-17. So closing in on that, to have that injury is tough.
Here's a three. That's too short from Salem. Number 3, it's Benning, has checked in to replace the injured Uribe. 4-4 game as we come up on 5 to go in the first quarter. Far side, it's Richardson. He's looking to wave everybody off. Try to take his man off the dribble. Now he goes around a screen up high from Emido to the hoop, and it's swatted away and out of bounds by Salem. The ball will stay with Hackensack.
Taj Malik Benning just said, get it out. That was strong. You know, trying to go strong to the goal. Benning stayed all the way. Didn't even have to put the body in, as you're seeing one of the substitutions now. Just got it out with the length. That was a good job there by Benning.
So now Lodge will take a seat, one of the seniors. Ahmad Bailey checks in, and a timeout taken by MJ Richardson as he couldn't find anybody to get the ball to.
Yeah, you got to get, you know, guys got to cut a little bit better. You know, seeing it before, Benning just coming through. That was strong. You know, showing his strength underneath. You know, I do believe there's Edward Emido, number 22, that tried to cut to the basket and got sent back. So, you know, a good job there. And that's what it's going to take. You know, sometimes you got to, you know, especially when a player goes down, you got to do something to really just get the team settled down. Nothing like a good, hard, you know, that wasn't a hard shot block, but it was a convincing.
It was emphatic.
Block.
Yeah.
It was emphatic for sure, and just, you know, get it out and let's go. And by the way, it was actually MJ Richardson that was cutting to the basket, not Emido.
So it is Richardson to inbound. 4-4 game as we come up on 5 to play in the first quarter. It's Emido. Try a mid-range J, too short from 12, tipped underneath, and coming away with it is Bergen Catholic and Riley Welch. Into the corner, that's Muggio, spinning. Gets it back up top, but it's tipped and stolen by Emido. Coming back is Oliva, and he missed the jam. Oliva got back and barred it Emido. Now back the other way, it's Bergen Catholic. Benning drives, kicks, an open look from in close. It won't go, but the foul will from Oliva. Salem missed the original shot, but Oliva cleaned up the mess.
Oliva at both ends at one, just his presence with the intimidation, and then you get to the other side, and fouls up the miss with the lay-in.
Yeah, he had every intention of letting Emido score, but just the fact that he was there seemed to bother him. 6-4 game. Bergen Catholic on top, 4:11 on a running clock. Hard pass underneath, in traffic going up with it, but it's swatted away. That was Roberts. Another senior. They're sticking with him for the time being. He's playing at forward. Ball will stay with Hackensack.
Oliva's 6'8", so you got a lot of length going on there.
Here's a long two from Richardson, and he gets it to go. No, they'll say it was a 3. It looked like his foot might have been on the line. So it's a 7-6 game, Hackensack on top. Into the corner, it's Muggio. His man slipped, but he didn't realize it. Oliva, they look to double him. Muggio on the baseline. Back up top, Benning, a pump fake. Into the corner. That's a long two from Salem, and he gets it to go.
Such a stroke there. I mean, it's just a sweet stroke on that one. Nylon, excellent job.
He had missed an open one on the possession right before, but he made them pay that time. 8-7 game. Bergen Catholic back on top as Oliva comes up with the steal. Oliva leading the charge. He'll pull up a deep 2. Too strong. Skying for the board is Taylor, and he was fouled. Taylor, a little guy, just 6 feet tall, but showed some hops. Came down with that rebound and drew a foul.
Remarkably, first foul of the game. Muggio gets it, trying to reach in, get the ball. Hustle, you know, but first foul. Probably see the fouls pick up as this game goes along, though.
Now Saliba Jr., a freshman, just the freshman, swingman, 6'3", 175 pounds. He'll probably do some more growing. Number 14 has just checked in for Hackensack. He has the ball now. As Emido will sit. There's a 3 from Bailey. His first shot of the game is off to the right. Oliva comes down with the board.
Good ball movement, just couldn't finish.
Terrell Bonner has checked into the game, number 3 for Hackensack as well. Quick ball movement. Here's Oliva on the left block. Back to the basket, threw it away. Stolen by Bonner. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Bonner was hammered. Shot wouldn't go. No foul either. Back up the other way. Pace picking up. It's Benning who will lay it in.
Yeah, they're letting the boys play out there. They're not going to give the little contact. They're going to say, if you're going to earn these fouls, boys.
10-7. Bergen Catholic on top. 2:30 to go on a running clock in the first quarter. An open look for Bailey, and he gets it to go from the corner. A 3 for Bailey, and that will knot the game up at 10.
Yeah, the 3 ball. Good finding the open look in the corner for that 3.
Welch, an awkward step back, too short. That's a Rick Nash type shot, but he couldn't get it to go. Inside and losing the ball, he was fouled, is Terrell Bonner. So the ball will stay with Hackensack.
Salem getting under the legs a little bit. A little bit careless with the legs coming through, and that's sometimes even at high school level we might get a little weary, especially it's a hot gym. He might feel it a little bit.
Oh, very hot, Jim. We can attest to that. Emido will check back in after a very, very brief rest. B.J. Saliba will sit back down, and they didn't get the ball in time. We're in on time. Did Hackensack. Richardson will have the turnover charge to him. It goes back to Bergen Catholic. In the corner, it's Benning for Oliva on the elbow. Now Muggio will slow things down. Muggio puts it on the deck. Gets inside, too strong. Oliva the tip and gets it to go.
Yeah, that's that length again. Oliva can go over somebody without making the contact, just a little tip. Good job by Oliva.
6'8", he's the biggest man on the floor by 2 inches. 12-10, Bergen Catholic, the visitors, back on top. Contested three, and Richardson drills it.
Someone's playing in the street there. That was an excellent, not just an awkward three, but hits it.
Trying to answer it, Salem, that's off to the right. 13-12, Hackensack on top. They're trying to run. Bailey in transition gets the 2 to go. A long 2 from Bailey, and it's 15-12. Largest lead of the game for Hackensack. So we come up on a minute to play in the first quarter. Here's Oliva being guarded by the much smaller Bonner. Into the corner, it's Salem. He's hit a few shots in this game. Puts it on the deck. Now it's Benning. Welch. Hackensack looking to trap. Oliva from the elbow hits.
That's, he's finding his range, and that's going to be difficult for Hackensack to stop at 6'8".
15-14, 40 seconds on a running clock in the first quarter. Hackensack on top. Spinning in the lane, it's Emido, and he was fouled. Quick move by Emido.
I think they're going to get Benning on the reach, and that's the case. Benning trying, Oliva basically caused Benning to have a problem going up with that shot, and then Benning came in to try to poke that ball loose and run the other way, and instead got the arm.
It's a third-team foul for Bergen Catholic. Hackensack is yet to be charged with one. Emido at the line for 2. First rims out. Emido, a big man, 6'6", $192. He's the biggest player on the Hackensack roster. As Michael Richardson, MJ Richardson rather, will sit down. Bryce Drakeford will check in. Sophomore guard. Second attempt is good from Emido. That'll stretch the lead back to 2. 16-14 Hackensack on top of Bergen Catholic. 35.2 to go in the first quarter.
And Hackensack now running a 2-3 zone here. Now extending it out a little bit to put some pressure on Bergen.
Hackensack does like the pressure. Oliva will slow things down. It looks like Bergen Catholic will hold for the last shot. And that seems like exactly what they will do. They'll leave the ball in the hands of their best player, Pierre Francesco Oliva, who's hit a few buckets in this first half. Now it's Welsh. 5 on the clock. Into the corner. Bonner a 3. Rather Benning, and he gets it to go. Perfectly executed. Last play of the half, and that gives Bergen Catholic a 17-16 lead at the end of one. Bergen Catholic, the visitors, on top of the hometown Hackensack Comets on senior night here in Hackensack.
Hey, just with that, again, it's just good first quarter. Bergen Catholic had moments of weakness there in that quarter, I thought, and in their first game, in their last game, I should say, against St. Joe's, again, they had a very slow first quarter, slow first half, and then they had to turn it on to come back and fell short. So in this one, again, they didn't quite get off to the start that they wanted to, but still a 1-point lead after one. This may be a situation as the game goes on, you're going to see them start to get their strength, see Oliva continue to get his game going on.
Well, Oliva is a very difficult matchup, especially because at 6'8", it's difficult to have anybody to guard him, and Emido is their tallest player, Hackensack's tallest player, but he's an inside guy. Oliva is more of a perimeter player, so it makes him a very, very difficult matchup.
He's got such good range. You know, he can go out, he can step out to the free throw line, knock down the jumper there. He attempted the 3 before, missed it, but, you know, he's confident in that ability to hit the long-range shot, which then opens up everything down low, and nearly getting a turnover right now. Yeah,
Bailey in some trouble. He's doubled, but they'll work their way out of it. It's Swanston in the game for the first time who breaks the pressure. The whistle comes in here.
So all that for naught. Clock hadn't even started yet. So.
a technical malfunction there, so we'll do it again. They're running a few seconds off the clock, so that's how they'll remedy the problem, and it will stay with Hackensack. They'll start it up again at 7:54 to go in the second quarter. 17-16 game. Bergen Catholic on top by 1. It's Bailey on the far side. Works around the screen from Saliba. Back for Saliba. Crosses over on Oliva. And now will back out. The freshman trying to work over Oliva. That pass nearly stolen, intended for Drakeford. Back into the corner, it's Taylor who's back in the game. Saliba picks up his dribble, in some trouble. Wild pass saved by Bailey, far side. Bailey trying to spin on his man, Welch. Knifes inside, and it's swatted out of bounds by Benning.
Benning again, weak side help with the swat.
Benning, not the biggest guy in the world. He's just 6'2", and listed as a guard, but he does have some hops, and as a sophomore, he probably will grow a little bit more, and Oliva comes up with the block off of the inbounds play. Swanson was rejected. Bergen Catholic looking the run. Inside it's Benning, but he took too many steps.
Yep, slid that pivot foot there, trying to get to the basket and create something, but, was just looking to play again, and it's that weak side help. Benning, you don't have to be the biggest guy. When that weak side help comes, you're just as tall in there with the rejections.
Drakeford flips it up a little bit out of control, too strong with the right hand. Oliva comes up with the board for Bergen Catholic. Here's Welch. He hasn't left the floor yet. Skip pass into the corner. Extra pass, Salem, a 3 off to the left. Rebound for Saliba. Salem has been just a little bit off with the shot today. Here's Saliba. He picked his pocket. Did Salem. Up ahead for Salem, and he'll lay it in with the right hand.
Yeah, a little sloppy on the pass inside. Salem able to run off on the outlet pass for the easy deuce.
Salem made that play. He picked the pocket of Saliba, and then was the recipient of the Benning pass to finish it off. 19-16, Bergen Catholic on top. 6:23 on a running clock in the second quarter. Hackensack taking their time. Bailey crosses over up top, gets it inside. Taylor lost the ball, stolen again. Here's Benning. Benning back for Salem inside, and he flips it up and in off the window.
Oh, that was sweet.
Athletic move by Salem as Bergen Catholic getting out in transition their last two possessions. It's a 21-16 game.
Recognized the danger coming through with the block and sort of hesitating that lay-in a little bit.
And again a steal, again it's Salem, and again a free path to the basket, and he'll lay it in with that right hand. 3 breakaway baskets in a row for Salem, and now Coach Aaron Taylor has seen enough, wants a timeout here as his team is now down by 7, 23-16 early in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's getting away a little bit from Hackensack, the 6-0 run here to start the second quarter. And really, it's out of Bergen Catholic's aggression defensively, getting after the ball, trying to create those problems. And then Hackensack on the other end also being a little bit sloppy, a little bit careless with how they're handling the ball. Passes don't have that zip on them they did in the first quarter, and Bergen Catholic's taking advantage.
Well, Hackensack, it's also worth noting, they're a very young team for the most part. Those 3 seniors we mentioned who are being honored, neither would be considered a featured player. Generally a young team led by really 2 juniors in Emido and MJ Richardson, and the supporting cast are largely sophomores and freshmen. So they will make young mistakes every so often. MJ Richardson, speaking of which, has just checked back into the ball game, their best scorer. So they'll try to end this run. Into the corner, Bailey, a 3 off to the right. Tipped by Oliva, far side. Salem tried to save it. And it will be Bergen Catholic's ball. He was battling over there with Swanson. Swanson stepped out of bounds when he touched the ball.
Yeah, stepped on the line there trying to save the ball. Good hustling, and that one just thrown away. Oliva in this game, if I'm going to find one spot to, Oliva's passing hasn't quite been there in this game. He's missed made a couple errant passes there, right there, just not reading with his teammate, not getting linking up there, and a couple turnovers there by Oliva. That might be a little bit of a concern.
He tried for a bit of a fancy pass there, a touch pass, and it didn't work. Here's Swanson. Now Taylor. 23-16, Bergen Catholic on top as we come up on 5 to play in the second quarter. Knifing his way inside was Taylor, and he was fouled. So Taylor will shoot 2. The senior, Prince Taylor, has been active in this game, seeing quite a bit of playing time so far.
You got Matthews with that one across the arm there, or across the body, I should say. Either way, just getting across, trying to get the block, just couldn't quite measure it up.
First is too strong. Back rim, front rim, and out. Score holds at 23-16. It's the fourth team foul for Bergen Catholic. None still for Hackensack as Taylor hits his second. Now a 6-point game, and even 5 on a running clock in the second quarter. Now some pressure from Hackensack. Driving underneath is Matthews, finds an open Salem who hits from 3.
He's on fire now. He's got 11 for Bergen. Just really finding it.
And he has the last 9. Emido muscles his way inside and gets it to go. 26-19.
And that's a good thing there. Sorry to cut you off. That's a good thing there. Just muscle your way in. Get those buckets inside. Create contact and problems.
Matthews passed up an open look. Now gets it for Benning. Inside Oliva. Spinning. Emido had him up in the air, and he gets the shot to go and the foul. Emido left his feet, and then he was in trouble. Oliva spun and kissed it off the window, and will get a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
That is just an excellent head fake there. Oliva, nothing fancy, just a little bit of a head shimmy. Get the defender up, Emido there, as he misses the 3-point play, but just get him up and force him.
28-19, Bergen Catholic, their largest lead of the ball game, 4:12 on a running clock. Emido tries to answer, shot wouldn't go, but Taylor's follow did. Now 28-21. Give and go for Welch, he lost the ball. Going the other way, it's Bonner. Bonner leading the charge, and he goes the length of the court and lays it in right on Oliva's face. 28-23, now under 4 to play in the second quarter. Hackensack down 5.
Bonner showing a lot of speed there.
In the corner, Salem will try it again. Got it. Salem has 12 this quarter alone. Lead back to 8 for Bergen Catholic. Long 3 from Richardson. Too short. Taylor tips it underneath, but Oliva, who's 8 inches bigger, comes away with the board. Here's Welch. Back for Oliva. Picks up his dribble, looking for help. No look pass into the corner. Trying to drive all the way is Matthews. Ball goes out of bounds, no foul, and it will be Hackensack ball. Matthews pleading his case, but he won't get his way.
This is a situation, right now, Salem's got the hot hand. If you leave him any space, he's knocking it down. 2-3 layup. Excellent job, as you said, 12 points in this quarter of his 14 in the game. He's definitely found a stroke right now.
Here's B.J. Saliba back in the game for Hackensack. Drakeford will try a 3. It's too short. And Welch comes away with the board. 8-point game. Bergen Catholic on top. Logan! But it was a charge. A little bit too ambitious in transition, and B.J. Saliba Jr. stepped in front. No, actually, they will give him the points. It looked like it was going to be a charge at first, but no, they will call blocking foul. So that's my mistake. A good play there by Logan.
The way he pointed down court, you thought it was a charge,
it seemed like that was the way they were going.
But instead he gets Saliba on the block. I thought he got his feet over there.
Ugly looking free throw. Rims out, but Oliva comes away with it. 10-point game, now under 3 to play in the second quarter. Bergen Catholic on top. Oliva was doubled, but he'll get it out for Welch, using that height advantage that he has over everybody on the court. Into the corner, Salem again. Too short that time. Had an open look, ball's tipped out of bounds, and it will be Hackensack ball.
And you know what, that last time, the referee there, not signaling the other way, he was signaling at 1, but he didn't quite bring the hand down.
It was down, not the other way, yeah. That's what threw me. So here is MJ Richardson, and now Saliba for Hackensack as they try to get this back to single digits. Here's Drakeford. Being hounded defensively. Hand off for Bonner. Bonner in the lane, lost the ball. Oliva comes away with it. Bergen Catholic has numbers to the hoop. Logan, and he'll lay it in. Logan just got out on the court, and he already has 4 points. Now a 34-23 game. Driving inside, it's Taylor. Difficult pass was nearly stolen. Instead of coming away with it, is Hackensack. Ball's tipped out of bounds after the errant shot by Bonner. And it will stay with Hackensack.
And Hackensack is a couple more baskets away from this, getting away from them.
Now a 12-point game as we come up on 2 to play in the second quarter. Richardson spinning as he goes to the hoop and lays it in with 2 hands. Beautiful spin move by MJ Richardson. 35-25 game. Hackensack down 10. 1:52 on a running clock. Pressure from Hackensack as they try to force some turnovers, but Bergen Catholic beats it. Now they turn it over. It's Drakeford, tries to get it up ahead, and it's stolen right back. He tried to find Bonner. It was stolen by Welch. Welch on the run. Oliva, extra pass, and laying it in is who else but Justin Salem.
And that right there is an excellent dish. Oliva seeing the double coming, slipped it through, and then a rejection there.
And he comes up with the block. With numbers, it's Welch as he rejected Richardson. Salem will lay it in again. Now 16 for Justin Salem. In this quarter alone, he is on fire. And another timeout coming from Aaron Taylor and the Hackensack Comets as it's now a 14-point game under 2 to play in the second quarter.
It's now, again, as I said, it was a couple baskets from getting away from them, and right now it's getting away from them. Hackensack's got to figure something out just to close out the half. You're down 14. You have not had a good quarter here at all. Bergen Catholic's just turned it on. I think for Hackensack, right now your goal is let's get it to single digits. It's manageable from there. You don't, if you have to, the worst you do, go in 10. Okay, you can deal with that. If you're into the locker room down 14, down 16, you know, that's where you're
bad
really
news.
turn trouble, because Bergen Catholic's such a talented team, and without, you know, their big option in Oliva, not even scoring, the leading scorer here, it's Justin Salem right now. You're going to run into a lot of problems.
Yeah, so let's see what they come up with out of this timeout. Down 39-25 on their home court on senior night. 1:17 to play in the second quarter. They would love to somehow get this down to single digits before the half. Give themselves a better chance to get back into it. So here is Bailey running the point out of the timeout. Bailey and Richardson, the backcourt for the Comets, joined by Taylor, who has the ball now. Behind the back dribble up high. That was dangerous, but he pulled it off. A lot of turnovers this half for Hackensack. And there's another one right there. Is coming away with the ball is Cortez, who's just checked back into the game. Here's Salem. Extra pass, Cortez, a three. Way too short. Long rebound, and here comes Bailey. Going the other way, it's Bonner. Inside, extra pass, Richardson, but it's blocked from behind by Logan, who's been all over the place in his brief time on the court.
That could have been goaltending.
I thought it might have been too. I thought that one was on the way down. 32 on a running clock in the first half. 14-point game, Bergen Catholic on top. It looks like they will hold for the final shot, as they did at the end of the first quarter. Now 20 on a running clock as they continue to kill time up near half court. It's Oliva, he'll hold. 12 on a running clock. Emido out on him. Oliva, a handoff. Trying to get it inside as Welch. Now a three from Salem. He'll try it, and he gets it to go with a hand in his face. What a way to end the first half, and what a fitting way to end the first half, given that it's all been about Justin Salem. Give him 19 in the second quarter alone to stretch the lead to 42-25, a 17-point spread. Bergen Catholic all over Hackensack, the hometown Comets, here this evening.
We were saying before we had to break, that was just, you didn't want to be down by that amount. You wanted to cut it to 10, preferably single digits. It should have been a goaltending when we looked at it on our own replay. It hit the backboard first. We're starting to go to the cylinder before it was blocked. But sometimes you're not going to get those calls. Still at the other end, Salem, red hot. You gotta close out of that guy quicker, and that's why. That's one of the main reasons.
But that time they did, and it still didn't work. Yeah. Well, Salem has had quite a few open looks, quite a few breakaway layups in the first half, but that last one was about as difficult a shot as you'll get with a hand right in his face. But he drilled it anyway. When you're hot, you're hot, and Salem is hot with 19 in the second quarter alone. 42-25 game, Bergen Catholic on top, and we will step out and take a brief break ourselves as we head to halftime. Hackensack looking to come back as they're down big at the half.
Bret Leuthner, Ricky Cibrano here to start the second half of play from Hackensack High School. Coach Henderson Court here. 42-25, the Bergen Catholic Crusaders with the lead over the Hackensack Comets. Ricky, your thoughts first half of this game?
My thoughts can be summed up with 2 words. Justin Salem. How about the half he had? 19 points in the second quarter alone, and he really dominated as a lot of sloppy play by Hackensack got them in trouble.
And we'll see if Salem continues the hot hand here in the second half. Right now the ball in the left corner for Benning. Swing pass, that's a 3 ball in the right corner. It's good, out of the hands of Riley Welch.
And the 3-point shooters have really come to play here this evening for Bergen Catholic. They have been red hot. We don't have the total stats, but they've got to be at least 40% or so. Haven't missed many open looks, and they've had quite a few.
Spin move in the lane and whistles all over the place. Traveling is the call as Emido slid the pivot foot.
Let's see now if Hackensack can come up with something to try to hang in this game. It's now 20 points. They're on home court. It's senior night. They don't want to be blown out here. They've got to come up with something if they want to stay in this game.
Bergen Catholic got on a big run. Here's a layup that's no good. It's going to go last touched by Bergen Catholic off the foot of Michael Muggio, number 21. It'll be Comet's ball.
Muggio trying to attack the basket. He was relatively quiet in the first half at least by Bergen Catholic starter standards. Seemed like everybody else was hot.
MJ Richardson with it, now swings it out to Bailey. And a foul inside.
Looks like that'll go against Oliva.
In the first half, there weren't too many fouls. 4 against Bergen Catholic, 2 against Hackensack. And Oliva picks up the first one here in the second half.
Oliva did not leave the court in the first half, which isn't exactly a shock given his abilities.
Nice pull-up jumper there by Bailey. Cuts the lead to 18.
Bailey and MJ Richardson, if you're looking for bright spots in the first half, they would probably be it for Hackensack. They both hit some shots and made some plays. So Oliva was a little bit off there.
No good. Rebound pulled down by Richardson. Runs out the other way. A 3 ball in the corner is good, out of hands of Bailey.
That's what Hackensack needs to do more of at this point. They need to get out in transition, maybe force some turnovers, and speed this game up, because they have not done well when Bergen Catholic has gotten into an offensive set. So that's tipped out of bounds. Looks like it will stay with Bergen Catholic. They have not done well when Bergen Catholic has gotten into a set against them, and they've also been quite turnover prone as well when they themselves have gotten into an offensive set.
Lead is 15 with 6:06 and counting to go, third quarter. Oliva's got a 3 on the way. Falls back, no good. Battle for the rebound, eventually corralled by Michael Swanston, number 4. A swing pass over to Bailey. Drives the lane and kick it back out. To the bucket, no good is Emido. And now Bergen Catholic with the rebound.
Emido has been off in this game. There's no doubt about it. He's turned it over a few times and hasn't made many shots.
Trying to go for the flush was Oliva, and instead it gets followed up by Salem again.
Went for the highlight reel, Statue of Liberty dunk, and came up just a little bit short. It's not really his game. Said to have deceptive athleticism.
That's a 3. It's good, and out of the hands of Edward Emido. He's got 7, the lead down to 14. 5:17 to go, third quarter.
So let's see if that gets Emido going. I just mentioned he was a little bit quiet in the first half, and right on cue, he goes out and looks to shut me up.
Off the strip, running ahead, Bailey. Bailey stops, pops for 3, rims out. Rebound gathered by Muggio. Wanted to throw long, instead kept it short.
That would have been a big bucket if he hit it. He was wide open. It could have cut the game back to 11. Lackluster transition D from Bergen Catholic.
Lead is still 14, 4:43 and counting. The drive by Muggio lays it up and in.
And see, that's a 5-point swing. Bailey misses an open 3 at one end, and then Muggio gets an easy layup at the other.
Swanston to the bucket, no good, and here goes Bergen Catholic on a run out. 2-on-2, the hook shot no good. Rebound, they battle. Muggio gets it. He can't hit either. Second effort. A lot of desire for Muggio in there, and then he's fouled from behind by number 4, Michael Swanston.
And I think Emido might have gotten hurt because he was hunched over at the end of that play. Looked to be in some discomfort. Now it seems like he's okay, but he stopped playing about halfway through that, and Muggio got 2 more looks at the hoop.
Now Muggio will shoot 2 and hit the first. For Bergen Catholic, by the way, that is their first free throw made this game. They've not been to the foul line at all.
Yeah, I mean,
this one. So
Hackensack, the one thing they haven't done is fouled a lot in this game.
They've been to the foul line once. It was a miss. Muggio hits them both. He's got 4. The lead back to 18.
I believe that one prior attempt was by David Logan when he was trying to complete a 3-point play.
Bailey to the basket. That's a tough shot. Bailey's got 12. The lead down to 16 halfway through the third.
And he continues to be the bright spot for this Comets team. Right now, MJ Richardson not in the ball game, so it is Bailey's show without a doubt.
Cut inside. Muggio's going to kick it back out. A look at a 3 by Salem before he drives and kicks it out himself. Cross-court pass finds the hands of Riley Welch for 3. Yeah, he's got it. Lead back to 19 now.
That was a dangerous pass by Muggio. Got a lot of arc on that. The skip pass from one corner to the other. But it worked out okay. When things go well, it seems like they all go well, as a dangerous pass turns into a 3 and now a foul at the other end.
And there's a foul. It's going to be against...
Looks like Bailey.
It's Welch that's going to call for the foul.
Okay.
It'll be his first. Bergen Catholic, by the way, has hit 6 3-pointers in this game as a team, 5 for Hackensack. As the first free throw is hit by Bailey.
Almost seems like Bergen Catholic has hit more than that, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Salem alone, it seems like, may have hit 6.
Well, one more on the way for Bailey.
So now it looks like Bergen Catholic is starting to empty their bench as the second one comes up short from Bailey. As DiSpirito checks into the game for the first time.
Sorry about that. Bailey hit 1 out of 2, 54-36. Nice cut to the basket and an equally nice foul's going to be called. Not liking the call too much. Terrell Bonner, number 3, and it'll send Justin Salem to the line.
And Bonner has been an energy guy in this game as he's walking all the way to the other end of the court, still shaking his head. He thought he got nothing but ball, but you know what? A good effort out of him. He's trying to change the momentum a little bit, maybe spark his team, and they desperately do need a spark right now, down 18.
Bonner's first, the team's first, team's second, I should say, of the half. There's no one anywhere close to foul trouble. No one's even got 2. Second free throw is up and good for Salem.
It's been a very clean game, no doubt about that. Not a lot of hand checking.
He hits 1 out of 2, 55-36, lead back to 19. With it, Bailey. Kick into the corner for Swanston. Back to Bailey. Long 3. Front rim. Rebound gathered by Oliva.
Not only a long 3, but he was fading away a bit too, so that's a very, very difficult shot from Bailey.
Looking to go up 22. Nope, air ball. Rebound gathered, though, by Neil DiSpirito, number 12. Try to go to the basket. That's cut off. And a run out by Basil Saliba Jr. The outlet, no good. A rebound, a follow, and score by Bonner.
Bonner showing those hops. Not a big guy, but he got up to lay that one back in after Bailey's miss.
55-38 with 2:21 to go in the third. A fadeaway jumper by Oliva is no good. Bonner's got the rebound. He's looking to run. Bonner in a 3-on-3. He's going to pull up the foul line. No good. Rebound, foul. And I think they got Oliva on a discard.
Yeah, Bonner making something happen in transition. Another quick guard for Hackensack. They have quite a few of them. One of them, Taylor, is checking in now. And that's what we're probably going to see the rest of this ball game as Hackensack tries to get back into it. They'll get the ball off of rebounds and push aggressively, even if they don't have numbers.
The lead is 17 for the Crusaders, 2:04 and counting. In the lane and then getting a pass swatted with Swanston. Gathered and held up by DiSpirito, gives a cross, and the Crusaders will set things up through Riley Welch. Welch with it, takes a look at both sides before giving it on off to Salem. Salem has got 24 points this evening. And here's Welch trying to cut to the basket, almost lost it. Salem in the corner, another 3. Justin Salem cannot be stopped. 4th 3 on the game. And the lead back to 20.
Now, a couple of possessions ago, he actually missed a pretty good look from 3 and barely drew iron. So I thought, all right, maybe he finally cooled down. Apparently not. That was a much more difficult shot, and he drilled it.
Foul inside is going to go against Welch. It'll be his first and the team's 4th. But Justin Salem now 27 points. And he had 2 in the first quarter and then he just caught fire in the second.
Yeah, if he came to the court today looking to see Pierre Francesco Oliva light it up, that hasn't happened. Instead, it's been his running mate, Justin Salem, who has really made things happen. So now Oliva will take his seat for the first time in the game with a big lead. I wonder if we'll see him or if he'll just sit the rest of the way unless Hackensack cuts into it. But it has been the Justin Salem show. Oliva mired in single digits.
Second one no good as well. Sorry about that. Lead still at 20 as we're nearing the final minute of the third quarter. With it now is Welch, and then a whistle, and we're going the other way.
So Hackensack still with quite a bit of work to do. And interestingly enough, we haven't seen much of their leading scorer, MJ Richardson, in this half.
All the way to the basket, strong, Terrell Bonner.
And Bonner has been impressive. He's really playing with a lot of energy. He's making things happen, trying to push the pace every time he gets the ball, and he comes up with a steal.
Good read. Here's the run out the other way. Layup no good, though, as several Crusaders came back to help out him, prevent Ahmad Bailey from laying it in.
Great contest by David Logan, number 5. He got back, and he forced that miss. Logan's played with a lot of energy as well.
Up top here is Welch. Give out to the right side. As the man of the hour right now, Salem, he gave it off. Welch has got it again up top. 17 seconds to go in the third. Welch takes a look. Decided not to go to Logan on the cross court. Welch still dribbling with 9. Goes to the basket, lays it off, and then this will go out of bounds with 6.3 to go in the quarter. It'll stay Crusader basketball.
That was Sellers. Just checked into the game for Oliva, who had a chance underneath, but it was knocked away.
Off the inbound, a lay in there. Easy bucket for Logan. One last chance. The turnaround for 3, no good. So Logan hits the bucket to finish the third quarter of play. 20-point lead for the Crusaders after 3.
Yeah, and it has been really all Crusaders since the first quarter, as once Justin Salem caught fire in the second, they've just bit by bit inched out this lead, and now up by 20. That's tied for their biggest lead of the ball game. And watching this game, you just don't get the impression right now that Hackensack has any type of a run in them to get into it. I think right now there's a pretty good chance we'll see a few more of their seniors get into the game, as it is senior night after all. It's Bergen Catholic. They haven't been turnover prone at all in this game, and that is what Hackensack is trying to do. They're trying to trap, they're trying to force them into turnovers so they can get out and run, and it just hasn't happened. So that's why they're down 20, while Hackensack has actually turned out to be the more turnover prone of the two teams.
So we get ready to start the fourth quarter of play. The lead is 20 for the Crusaders. Bret Leuthner, Ricky Cibrano here from Coach Henderson Court. Hackensack High School here in Hackensack, New Jersey. Senior night for the Comets, but right now the number 5 seed in North 1 Group 4's bracket, trailing the number 5 seed in the non-public A, in Bergen Catholic North non-public A, I should say, by 20. Nearly 22, but Salem's shot was short.
That was another turnover.
Run up by Hackensack. Cut to the basket and trying to go through, not able to get there. Kick back out, that's rejected hard. And a run out the other way. Lay up and in for Logan.
So a turnover and a block already. It's in a rush the other way. We've got a whistle. So it was Bonner trying to make something happen. But I was speaking of sloppy play, and right off the bat in the fourth quarter, Hackensack turns it over, then they get a shot blocked, and then a fast break the other way for Bergen Catholic.
We might have different numbers on some of these guys, but we'll get to it in a second. Off the inbounds, Bryce Drakeford is number 30, is out there now. This layup is no good. Run out again the other way. Salem's going to swing it back out. Salem's got 27. Let's see if he goes for 30. Nope, this is going to be a runner first and no good, way off by Welch. And it'll stay Bergen Catholic basketball.
Welch tried the little Euro step floater, a high degree of difficulty shot, especially at this level, and he came up short, a little off to the left as well, but why not? When you have a lead, that's a good time to try things. Welch has played a lot in this game. I don't think he's taken a seat at all.
Up top now with it is Welch. Looks at his options. That's a 3-ball. It's good. So Riley Welch has got another 3, make it 11 points on the evening for him. And Bergen Catholic leads by 25.
And another 3 off the dribble as well. We've seen quite a few of those from Bergen Catholic. Nice pass.
Bounce pass, no good, but eventually gathered by Amado. Another bounce pass to the right wing where Bonner has it, kicks back out, and then the jumper no good. Rebound gathered by Salem, who's been all over the place this evening. Justin Salem front court. Here's on off to Logan. Now off to Welch. Tried to step through, instead the little dish off. Connor Sellers is number 15, he's posting up. He's got the ball now in the blocks there, no good. Rebound gathered and a run out. Hackensack trying to get something back here. Swanston, that's a pull-up, no good. And now the pace is picking up a little bit. Logan front court to the basket, and he's fouled there. Blocking foul is going to be called with 6:02 to go in the fourth.
Logan continues to play with a ton of energy. Every single time he gets the ball, he just goes like a man possessed right for the hoop. He's got a few steals and a couple of transition buckets to his credit as well. Had a chance for a 3-point play earlier in the ball game as well. That was also in transition.
Michael Swanston was credited with the foul. It's his second. First free throw is no good. The one thing we haven't seen, now that the free throws are starting to come, neither team's really hitting that many of them.
Yeah. Now, sometimes you get into a blowout type situation, and I don't want to say a team might take them for granted, but they certainly don't carry the same weight as they would in a very tight ball game.
Justin Salem is checked out of the game to a nice round of applause. He finishes with 27. By all indications, he's done for the night. Bergen Catholic leads by 26 here with 5:55 to go. And then foul on the play down low. And it looks like we'll have shots for Hackensack.
Bergen Catholic, we've been mentioning that it's senior night for Hackensack. Their senior night was earlier this week. They lost the game to St. Joe's Regional by 7. Justin Salem led the way in that one, too, with 16 points. So he topped 1,000 with that performance.
First free throw up and good for Ahmad Bailey.
So something about senior nights for Justin Salem, whether it is his own or another team's, he shows up to play.
Bailey with one more, rims out. So he's got 14 points for Hackensack, who still trail by 25. To the basket, another foul. This one's going to go against Christian Roberts, number 35. And with 5:46, we might see, check it, it's going to go against Philip Reinhardt, number 32. They might have that wrong because Reinhardt's not over. There we go. Now we got it corrected. So Roberts does get the foul. It's his first.
Roberts, another senior.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Roberts, another senior, and not surprisingly with this 26-point deficit, a chance for 25 now, or rather 27 if he hit it, which he did not. Seniors will get some run for Hackensack. Why not? It's their night, and in what seems to be a situation that they cannot overcome, he might as well get them some run.
1 out of 2. Bergen Catholic lead is 26 with 5:27 to go in the ball game. Fadeaway jumper is no good. Now you're just going to be all about playing ball here for the last 5:20.
A lot of street ball, I think, the last couple minutes. We've seen a lot of shots in transition, a lot of pull-up J's. That will likely continue.
Corner jumper is good, Ryan Matthews.
And Bergen Catholic just continues to drill shots. Every time they get an open look, they hit it. Hackensack, conversely, that hasn't been the case, and there's a hard foul there. It's going to the hoop. It was Bonner who's been very, very active in this game. Bonner's been a bright spot, along with Bailey. The two of them have really played the entire second half here. They've both been good, both been energetic. Bailey has been the better scorer, but Bonner just trying to make something happen every time he's out there, and just a sophomore. Seems like a kid who might have a bright future.
Bonner has got 6, and he'll stay there with one more free throw to go. Is now into the game. Jason Vanderwilt is number 20. But neither one of us have
and number 5 we do not have
on the roster.
So he's a mystery man.
Or
and he looks like a
Catholic
kid.
Number 18 as well. I guess some of the JV players getting in now.
Yeah, could very well be. So to say that is a fresh-faced youngster would be No understatement.
And that'll end Terrell Bonner's night with 7 points. As Hackensack trails by 27, the clock ticks under 5.
And I don't think we've seen MJ Richardson really at all in the second half, except maybe the first couple minutes, which is odd.
Drive to the basket and laid up and in. Ray Cortez. 71-42, 4:37 to go. Long jumper's no good, and the rebound gathered.
Anthony Uribe, who we mentioned, got hurt early in the first half for Bergen Catholic. He hasn't returned to the game either. We saw him getting his ankle iced, his left ankle. Looked like he rolled it, but unable to go, and he's not on the bench that I can tell right now.
Back out on top, Neil DeSprito. The bounce pass down low, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession hour stays with Bergen Catholic.
First time we've seen a jump ball in this game as both teams get their subs in there. Sellers has been getting some run in this quarter with a lever on the bench, and another jump ball, looks like.
That was a clean block going up. Good job there. And Hackensack now alternating possession. The block by Vanderwilt will get the ball for Hackensack. Midway through the fourth quarter, all Bergen Catholic since the second quarter on. They're up 71-42. Stutter step. Vanderwilt puts the shoulder down and goes up and too strong with it. And now Bergen was on a run out. Good steal by Vashawn Lodge. Lodge puts it up and in.
That's a high floater over the much taller Sellers. He got that way up high off the glass. A creative shot by Lodge, the senior.
And then that was partially blocked and a run out the other way. Numbers, nope, foul on the play. And we're going to get free throws.
For our nameless, faceless player.
For our mystery
That's number 5. There's 3 additional numbers listed on the Hackensack roster. That they didn't have a name. They just had 24, 32, and 34 listed on the bottom of their roster. And 5 is obviously neither of them.
Free throw is no good. The lead is 27 with 3:21 to go here in the ball game. I have a couple basketball games next week on NJ.ORG Varsity. Welcome for you to tune in and check those out. Girls basketball Monday. Hackensack involved in that one. And then Friday, Paramus and Belleville will get it on to boys basketball from Spartan Country. This will go out.
Nice play by Lodge there. Almost came away with the steal.
Bergen Catholic basketball here with 2:58 to go.
You know, it's always fun. You take a look at some of the alums that have been at these schools in many years past, and some of the more notable ones. Bergen Catholic in particular has a great roster of alums. Very amusing one. Now Charlie Casserly, Brian Cushing. I know you as a hockey fan will enjoy this one. Pierre McGuire, who I'm sure starred on the hockey team.
Well, a couple of Bergen Catholic hockey players that I deal with William Patterson University on a weekly basis now, and Kyle Garlasco and Adam Apadopoulos, Mark Apadopoulos as well. That's a runner that's no good. And Bergen's got the rebound. It's a little bit of a run out. Oh, nice bounce pass. All the way to the basket and scoring it, DeSprito.
It's an excellent look by Ray Cortez. Another one of these bench players. He's a senior too. Who's getting some run out here, and really there's been no drop-off in production for Bergen Catholic once they emptied their bench. Their subs have been just as good. Perhaps even better as the league keeps inching out.
It's a 13-4 run in this quarter for the Crusaders, as that hook is no good. And stretch out over the entire quarter. The lead is at 73-44.
Largest lead of the game at 29 for Bergen Catholic as that rims out.
A battle for it, another jump ball, and it'll be Bergen Catholic's basketball with 1:32 to go. And somewhere out there, if he's watching the game, Dr. John Howard, who I had a conversation with before from the Mixed Gender Basketball Association, I said it was going to go one of 2 ways. It was the second way that I had mentioned today with Bergen Catholic up big. A little bit upset. That is a nice jumper. Bucket there for Cortez again. Bergen Catholic was upset from their loss against St. Joe's. They'll get 2 more cracks at them. And tonight it's all Crusaders. As Taylor gets to the basket, Prince Taylor in his final game at home. Well, not including playoffs, I should say.
Yeah. Could be a couple others, but on senior night at least.
The jumper from the corner is good. That by Ryan Matthews again. He's got 4 points. 77-46.
Bergen Catholic coming into this game, they had won 5 of 6 with the exception of that loss to St. Joe's. So that was the one blemish in the last couple of weeks. So they'll, with this one, end up winning 6 of their last 7 and improve to 16-6 overall. So a program that's doing very, very well this year. Picked up their 1,000th program win earlier this year, too. That was on December 19th. Looks to be a pretty good season for Bergen Catholic.
Yeah. Rebound grabbed by Sellers. Final 42 of this one. The runner is no good. Rebound yanked down by Taylor on the lead out. Layup is no good, but another foul. That one's going to go against Sellers with 34.4 seconds to go in the game. 2-shot bonus for the Comets.
So it's stat padding time. All things considered for both teams now. They've got a chance to tag on a few extra points, maybe add to that points per game stat. And that's when you also get a chance to look at some of your younger players, which is what we're seeing right now for Hackensack. As you've got a kid who almost certainly looks like he's a JV player at this point. He's a young guy who's not even listed on their normal roster, who's getting some run here.
He gets in there, he gets a couple varsity points.
I mean, he's got some points. Get used to the speed of it, the physicality. He just took a bump right below the hoop before, and he got up. He's no worse for the wear.
Corner 3 is good out of the hands of Ryan Matthews. He's got 7 off the bench. Inside, that layup is good. That for Vanderwilt.
Here's another younger player.
As Bergen winds it down here. Crusaders go to 16-6. The Comets will drop to 14-9. As that's our final score, 80-50. Bergen Catholic defeats Hackensack in a game that was close in the first quarter, but then afterwards, 3 quarters of Bergen Catholic domination. As we put a wrap on this one, Justin Salem clearly our NJ.ORG varsity player of the game. 27 points for Salem in this one, and just in the second and third quarter was on fire.
Without a doubt. And when we talk about how this lead was stretched out, in the first quarter it was a closer game. In the second quarter it became a blowout, and it was just inched gradually out after that until we ended up really in a 30-plus point territory. It was Salem who caused that to happen. He got hot in the second quarter, and that's when they really started to inch the lead out bit by bit by bit, got it into double digits, got it nearly to 20 at the half, and Hackensack just had no chance to get back into the game, and it was Salem's hot shooting and the turnovers forced as well that really caused it.
Pierre Francisco Oliva only had 8 points in this game. Didn't
had a quiet game, yeah.
Need to, though.
Made a few pretty good passes, a couple maybe risky passes as well, had a few turnovers. But when you're a guy like him, it's probably a good thing to not have to carry the team every single game, as he so often does. It's good to get a little help every once in a while.
On the other end for Hackensack, Ahmad Bailey ends up going for 14 points in the losing effort, but just couldn't get the secondary scoring, couldn't get the help, couldn't get the depth after that.
Yeah, and MJ Richardson, who is their leading scorer, he's generally their best player for the Hackensack Comets, had a very, very quiet game. We didn't see much of him at all in the second half, really, especially after the first few minutes of the third quarter. I don't think he was in the game at all. So you wonder if maybe there was a bit of a disciplinary thing there, if coach was sending a message, something along those lines. He had a very, very quiet game. Emido hit 1 3 early in the second half. Otherwise, he didn't do much else. So the big players for Hackensack really didn't show up in this one. They certainly didn't match the likes of Salem and Oliva.
Emido and Richardson had 8 points each for Hackensack. In the end, 80-50, our final score. For Ricky Cibrano, I'm Bret Leuthner. Jay Treble on the cameras. Thank you very much there as well. 80-50, Bergen Catholic Crusaders with the win. Thank you for watching this presentation of high school basketball on NJ.ORG Varsity.